What's good, Commanders family? Welcome to another episode of Everything Commanders. I'm your host, Dream Team Buddha. The boys are back in town. Yes, sir. It was so good to see Jaden Daniels, Debo Samuel, and the rest of the gang report for the off-season program today. It's the first day of the new league year, y'all. Well, not for the new league year, but for the players to come back to the team, to the facility, and get going. Also, we heard from the head GM, AP, Adam Peters, and we heard from the assistant GM, Lance Newmark, and they had a whole lot to say. They was front and center today in front of the media. Let's talk about it.
Welcome to Everything Commanders with your host, Dream Team Buddha. Hail to the Commander.
Listen, before we get into the video, y'all already know what it is. Do your boy a favor, hit that subscribe button, turn the bell notification on so that way I can keep you in the know with Everything Commanders. I appreciate all the love, support, and everything that you all do for this channel. I would not be able to do this without you all. We will continue to grow, and I appreciate you all for joining me along the journey. Now let's get into this video. Okay, what's up? All right, so I'm still on cloud nine. I'm having great energy over here. You know, just thinking about the NFL draft coming up this Thursday, and you know, I'm feeling real good. Today, the guys reported back to the facility. You know, it's not mandatory, but you saw Jaden Daniels sprinting to the door. He just as excited as I am about this upcoming season, about this NFL draft, and about the fact that football is in the air. We are getting closer to the NFL season, y'all. The draft going on this Thursday. I am so ready. I am so ready to get this draft popping. Although we only have 5 picks, the way that Lance Newmark and Adam Peters was talking in that presser, I don't think we're going to end the draft with only 5 picks. We got to just sit and watch because I think they got something up their sleeve just by the way that they was talking and addressing the media. We're going to talk a little bit about that later. But it was good seeing the players back at the facility. I think we definitely saw QB1, JD5, Jaden Daniels sprinting to the door like a big kid, and I love that type of energy because that's the type of energy I have, you know. I'm a big kid myself, so we saw him. We saw Louisville hit the building. We saw Debo Samuel. We saw Deron Payne and a couple other guys hit the building. And listen, y'all, I'm just excited, man. I'm just very excited. It's been, like I said, it's been quiet around here, you know, and that's cool. You know, we used to have a whole lot to talk about in the off season because Dan Snyder was our owner, and it was so much, if it wasn't good, it was so much negativity going on. And 9 times out of 10, it was negativity, y'all. So now that we have a new regime in place, and we have Adam Peters, the GM here, and Josh Hurst, the owner, we don't have a lot of mess going on. We don't do that around here. Dan Quinn and them, they are solidified, okay? They built a certain type of culture, and they're steadily building on it. So I love everything that's going on here, and it's good to see the guys excited to be back in the building. Now, today we saw they held their pre-presser before the draft each and every year. The GM and sometimes the head coach. Well, Robert Veal, he's the head coach and the GM when he was here. But the GMs, they go before the media and they answer a variety of questions pertaining to the NFL draft and the team, whatnot, but mostly on the draft, whatever the case may be. And they asked a slew of questions, and they had some interesting things to say. But the first thing they was trying to get out of them. Like they always try to do this exact same thing, whereas though they try to get any type of information out of Adam Peters in hopes that he would spill the beans and let them get an insight on what he planning on doing during this draft. Not only at pick 29, but all through the draft. And he ain't going for that. He not going for that. So you gotta understand, man. You gotta understand. These guys are pros. They are veterans. They're not doing all that. So they can stop with that. But you know, each and every year it's gonna be some type of beat reporter that's gonna try their hand in hopes to actually get some information. And I ain't gonna front like I wasn't sitting there with my ears wide open like, okay, is he going to give us something? And I know damn well he ain't giving us nothing. Excuse my French. But I know doggone well he ain't giving us nothing. But at the end of the day, it was cool to see somebody try it. And then at the same time, it's like, all right, it's getting old now. But anyway, moving right along, y'all. One of the things that stuck out to me is when they was talking about the players in the draft trying to get a feel for who we may select in the NFL draft, they were talking about the players that showed up with character issues, saying there'll be a problem on and off the field. What's his approach when going about those type of players when it comes to drafting? And do the coaching staff, do they play a factor in it? And he, flat out said, yeah, you can't listen to everything you hear. They do their own evaluations. The person they rely on, the group, should I say, the staff that they rely on the most when it comes to characteristic issues is the scouting staff. The scouting staff. They have scouting staff that actually go into people's living rooms and they spend a whole career all year at certain schools. They watch it on and off the field. That's their job. That's their job. So you may see somebody creating a story saying, well, such and such this and such and such that. But they already in the loop. They already know. They already got that take. They're already reporting what's taking place. If a person is guilty or they not, or what was the motive behind it? What was the context to the story? Because a lot of people love falling in love with that headline saying, oh, well, such and such did this, such and such did that. He's a bad player. And he brought up a point where he spoke on somebody from San Francisco that they drafted who they proclaimed he had character issues during the draft, and he turned out to be a great player. He did not mention the name of that player, but I think I got a cool idea as far as who he's talking about. But at the end of the day, all I'm saying is the way they evaluate players, they don't just go off the media. They got people that's in those rooms with those players at these organizations, these schools, that they can get the 10-4 on. Okay? They ain't relying off the media because the media is always trying to blow some up, make it seem like it's something. Our coaching staff and our GM department is doing the homework. We have zero worries. If it's a guy there that they truly want, they finna go get him. Also, they talked about when they first started, and see, I spoke on this the other day. When they put up the Commander's Log episode, they spoke on the scouting and how they play a big role with the organization. Excuse me. And Adam Peters, before he start each and every presser, he take his time and he makes sure that he mentioned everybody involved in the process of bringing greatness to Washington, D.C. Everybody involved will bring commander-like players into Washington, D.C. And he thanked the scouting department and everybody. I'm talking about him. I don't think he missed a person. And that's one thing I do love about Adam Peters, man. He's a people person. He's just like Dan Quinn. I love that about Dan Quinn as well. And that's why we get a lot out of our players, because he know how to get a lot out of the players. So some coaches, man, they can coach good, irk the enemy, but at the same time, the players won't play for them because they don't like their coaching style. Now, I know y'all say, well, if they getting a check, they should be doing whatever. Nah, it don't work like that. These are humans. these are humans. So at the end of the day, if the person got potential, and sometimes a person could be a bust elsewhere and come to your squad and turn up there because the environment. So you just gotta pay close attention to the person, and we got the coaches that will do that, and they know how to bring and get the best out of those players. One thing they did talk about today, we got ourselves a draft room makeover. The Washington Commanders had one of the boringest draft rooms out of the whole NFL. Out of all 32 teams, we was bottom 5. We was at that 25 to 32 mark, like more back there, the back of the line. Like, yeah, man, but it's gonna take time, and they investing a lot of money into these new modifications to the stadium and draft rooms and training facilities and so forth and so on. And we haven't seen it yet, but we will see it the night of the NFL draft. So I'm going to be paying close attention to that. Adam Peters spoke on that. He said they got a lot new bells and whistles type situation. So I'm definitely ready, looking forward to that, because the Cowboys got them a nice little room. Eagles got them a nice little room. I don't know about the Giants, but a couple of other organizations got them a nice little war room, draft room. It don't look just boring like they rented out some daggone hotel and rented out the conference room, and they surround themselves in there, and they hosting the draft room. Like, we need one of those types. And I know it don't got nothing to do with what's on the field, but it's pleasing for them they can relax and get in their bag and get the best players, and they bring them Commanders on to DC. He spoke on that, and they said, well, what do you do when you're at 29? Like, they was trying to get a feel for it. He was saying, well, after the first 13, it's about 13 players, or whatever the case may be, that he feel will definitely be gone in the first 13. Now, if they slide, he spoke on Abdul Carter. He mentioned him like I did, because I know, everybody know, if Abdul Carter slide, the Commanders will definitely go get him. And he was saying, well, if he slide up to 25, 26, I definitely might have to trade up and go get him, joking around. That lets you know he don't mind trading up. He don't mind trading back. He's going to do whatever he needs to do to bring in that player who he considered, or the team considers, because he said that when he does evaluations, he definitely factor in the coaching staff, the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinators. He like to get a feel for them and ask them, well, what could this player do in your scheme? Will they fit your scheme? Because it ain't just about the best player, because they may not fit on the team. They trying to find the best commanders that can actually come in and fill this roster and give us much needed production at whatever position it may be. And he did speak on the fact of their plans and what they did for free agents. And we spoke on that not too long ago. The way they are moving is they're trying to solidify every skill position or every position on the roster, so that way when they go on the draft, they can draft freely. They can draft the right players who fits in for what Dan Quinn and the Washington Commanders want to do. And I love that about him. We've been kind of spot on about that, and I'm loving the fact that we kind of like on the same page. You know what I'm saying? And another thing they said too as well, they asked, what do you think about them players coming to them and giving them advice as far as who to draft, their buddies or whatever the case may be. Rest in peace, Kyron Lacy, because you probably would have had Jay Names and they're like, we need to get Lacy. If we can get Lacy over here, that'd be a great situation. May Lacy rest in peace, man. I'll just give you an example. He lost his life and the brother's no longer with us, so may he rest in peace. But the fact that they say, yeah, some of the players, you can, their word is trustworthy, but some of them ain't great GMs. Some of them don't have no idea. They ain't taking no advice from. But they all is though. They don't turn down nothing from nobody. They take a listen and they doing their evaluation. And they were saying, well, if it gets to the point where though you at pick number 29 and the players that on the top of your board aren't there, they did this exercise where, if players meet at a tie, which one would you rather have? So they've already done the narrowing down. They are ready and they are prepared to kill the draft with only 5 draft picks. Now, like I said, I truly don't believe that they will end the draft with only 5 selections. They may only end with 4. Who's to say that they won't trade up? Now, I love everything that was going on. You know, one of the things that stuck with me, and I'll put it to the end of this. This ain't really too much. We ain't gonna stretch this video. But the last thing I want to talk about is the trading factor. And Adam Peters, I love what he said, y'all. He spoke on trading with a division rival and what's his process in making a trade with a division rival. He said, well, he don't believe in being scared to trade with a division rival or any competitor, any competition, because it's all about making sure the commanders come out on top. He will do whatever it takes for the commanders to come out top. That means he don't have his feelings involved. He don't give a damn what they want to pick. All he cares about what's going to make the Washington Commanders become a better team than they once were. One play at a time, one game at a time, 1 week at a time, one season at a time, y'all. That's all he care about. That lets me know he's not emotionally involved in a bad way. Y'all, we in good hands. We are in good hands. I haven't felt this great about this in years. I don't know if I ever felt this great since I was young. Since I had a clear understanding of what's going on. It's been plenty of years I've been in my feelings because we traded away one of our best players. Been plenty of years. Oh, we did a player wrong. I'm all emotionally involved and all that. But now, man, it's a different situation. So, yeah, like I said, man, the NFL draft will be this Thursday. I will be going live. As you all know, I spoke on it several times. I will be going live Thursday throughout the draft. Come on through, kick it with your boy. If you don't, I understand too. Make sure you catch the stream after some time if you want to see how it turned out. If you want to jump in and jump out sporadically, if you want to do that, that's cool too. But I'm gonna be live, okay? And I'm gonna be breaking down these selections, and if I feel it's a good fit with the team they went to, and so forth and so on, especially against our rivals and people that I feel like is competition to the Washington Commanders. And then they spoke on trying to get back to the NFC Championship. He was like, he pretty much said, we starting all the way over. Although we got the right piece on the roster, and they still bettering the title on the roster. That NFC Championship, that was last year. That's an old thing. We starting over fresh. We trying to get to the Super Bowl. And I said that already. And I appreciate that about AP, man. But yeah, man, if you haven't checked out that interview already, that presser already, it's on the Washington Commanders channel. I don't know if any of you all went over there to check out the episode, but the episode was good. If you liked it, that's what's up. But yeah, man, I'm going to catch up with you all on Thursday. Like I said, when I stream live, and I hope to see you there. But listen, man, if you haven't already, or if you're new to the channel, do your boy a favor. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Matter of fact, everybody, if you're watching this video, hit thumbs up on this video. Hit a like on this video to help my videos get into an algorithm, y'all. That's the way YouTube work. Whereas though, if they see people commenting and they see people giving likes, it helps the channel grow. Not only the subscription help the channel grow, but the activity on the channel as well helps the growth of the channel. And I appreciate each and every last one of y'all that been helping the channel grow. A lot of y'all been here with me since day one, and we always mingle, and I appreciate you all so much, greatly. Like I said, but if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn the bell notification on, so that way I can keep you in the know with everything Commanders. Also, if you want to become a member of the channel, or you're not there yet, I understand. You can also join the channel. There's tiers on there to become a member of the channel. It's going to be a lot of benefits and perks for you if you join the channel as time go on, because we're building that up. Also, to those of you who've always thought, well, how can I donate and help this channel grow? If you want to do more than just liking, sharing, subscribing, and so forth and so on, you can hit the donate button and you can donate to the channel. or I can drop my Cash App or whatever the case may be down in the comment section. Anything that you give to the channel, it definitely will help, and it will be something that's invested into making these videos much better. You know, I'm trying to take this thing to the next level. You know, I'm trying to be here for a good time, for a long time. I know they say I'm only here for a good time, not a long time, but I'm trying to be here for a good time and a long time. I'm a long time Commanders fan. So yeah, let me get up out of here. I'm talking too long. It's been about 20 minutes. Before I go, y'all know how I do. Left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders. Let's get it.